What time is it?
It's evening. And it's the day after the quarterfinals. We were watching the match between Celino and Yehoda when you ran over and grabbed Celino's arm. Then, you just passed out. Do you have any recollection?
So many things came flooding into my head, one after another. The end of the competition, things from my future. Even the very end of my life. When I finally had to bid farewell to the world. Some moments were joyful, others painful. All of it felt so real. I don't know how to describe it, but it was terrifying.
Oh, you were out for a long time. You must be starving. Do you want something to eat? Linnea, why are you crying?
What time is it?
Good point. You passed out right after grabbing her. Plus, she said a load of cryptic-sounding stuff. She has to know something about what's going on. Still, is it really a good idea to go looking for her? What if the same thing happens again?
Do you remember when we were at Speranza and I told you guys about my childhood? Well, there were a few details I left out. I wasn't a very cheerful kid, nor was I all that brave. Before I knew what might happen once I told them. I desperately hoped they'd say Linnea, but I knew that was impossible. Their own human child was out there somewhere, as were my Fae parents. So, even though I was terrified, and even though I knew I might end up an unwanted child, I eventually mustered the courage to tell them. I did what I thought was right. I knew things might not turn out how I hoped, but I wasn't going back on my decision.
Oh, Linnea.
I'm now realizing that I have no idea where she is. Oh, don't tell me I have to wait until the next...
Huh? Aguara!
Do you remember Celino's scent? That's amazing! You're the best, Aggie! All right, I think I'm about ready to do this. No use delaying it any longer. Let's go!
Huh? The flagship? What are we doing here?
People seem to really dig the drinks here. I wonder if I should take some back for Granny Seat Lolly.
After all that, Celino's staying in the room right next to ours? No wonder Aguara could pick up her scent.
Is anyone there? You're sure this is the right room? Celino, I know you're in there. Please, I need to talk to you. Celino!
I'm not here.
R2?
Am not. Quit bothering me.
Not a chance! If you don't open the door, I'll be waiting right here outside until you change your mind. I have so many questions to ask you. Can you at least answer this one? Who are you to me? Are you my sister? Open the door!
All right. Stop yelling. Come in.
That wasn't so hard now, was it?
Take a seat. Just to be clear, I wasn't expecting visitors. So curiosity is a dangerous trait, Linnea. You're gonna regret coming here. Don't say I didn't warn you.
You sure about that? Because if I hadn't come here, I'd be regretting it already. Will you please answer me now? Why do we have the same wings on our heads? Why did I pass out when I touched you? And why did I see all those...
Visions of your future?
So, it wasn't a dream after all.
Of course not. Linnea, you're an avid student of the natural world. Sure.
The Vila, Domovoy, Leshy,
Right. Well, there are many less common varieties, too. The legendary Lantern Fae, the Sirens, with their lilting. We foretell both disaster and delight, gazing upon the past dawn and future night. Others fear and revere our might, while we alone detest our plight.
I've never heard of an augury bird before, or the poem you just recited.
That's hardly a surprise. You can count the number of augury birds alive today on one hand. And that includes you and me.
So it's true then. We really are family.
Family. Augury birds are born with a peculiar ability. We can see...
Are you talking about prophecies?
Doesn't surprise me. Humanity has many ways of observing fate. The stars, the light. We can only see our own fates. If a friend wants to know their future, or someone is concerned about the destiny of the world, we're powerless to help. But the way it feels to witness your own fate, I trust you understand by now, Linnea.
It certainly wasn't fun. Those prophecies brought a flood of them. I had a goal in life. And before I even had the chance to start
Wait till you've tried to defy fate.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw. Yet I am powerless to change it. Fate is an... I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future...
When you know every joy and every sorrow you'll ever experience, and there's nothing you can do to change it. Like you said, it leaves you. Generation after generation of augury birds lived with this burden. Until you were born, and our parents found the only solution they could think of. If an augury bird is set far from the Fae to grow up among humans, the awakening of their prophetic abilities could be delayed.
So that's how I became a changeling. What about the child I was switched with? What happened to her?
Don't worry, she had the opposite problem to you. She needed to live among the Fae. She was born with a strange, rare disease that humans cannot cure. If she hadn't been switched, she would have died a long time ago. Our parents saved her life, then raised her as their own. Eventually, her birth parents came to find her, and now they're living together in Snezhnograd.
I see. Wow, it all makes sense now. But there's still one thing you haven't explained. Those things you said before I fainted. What did you mean by all that?
I meant exactly what I said. I don't like you.
But why?
No reason.
So we're back to this? If you won't tell me, I'll have to guess myself. Celino, are you jealous of me?
Good guess. But I wouldn't call it jealousy. More like resentment. By the time our parents came up with a solution for you and sent you off to live with the humans, I was already tormented by visions. If I'd been born just a few years later. Mom and Dad would sneak over to Nodcry to see you sometimes. They talked about you non-stop. Even that human child got more attention than me. I came with them once, to Nodcry. When I saw you there in the distance, living, did no one ever consider how all of this led to me deciding, a long time ago, that when you... I know. What?
Then why did you hide from me? You really want me to keep guessing?
It was because I found out the image of you I'd built up in my head. I overheard you and Speranza talking about your... You described it so nonchalantly. But it was eating me up in that moment. I didn't want to see you suffer, and I couldn't go on resenting you any longer. I just wanted to hold you tight and tell you everything will be fine, that you still have a family.
Hey, sis. You're really not cut out to be a villain. So much for making me suffer, huh? Now you're the one crying and I have to come...
What the fuck are you two crying about?
You. But I understand now. That feeling you had, it wasn't resentment. You were just lonely.
After all that,
Is anyone there? You're sure this is the... Celino, I know you're... Celine?
I'm not here. R2? Am not. Quit bothering me.
Not a chance! If you don't open the door, I'll be waiting right here outside. I have so many questions to ask you. Can you... Open the door!
Oh, right.
That wasn't so hard now, was it?
Take a seat. Just to be clear, curiosity is a dangerous trait, Linnea.
You sure about that? Because will you please answer...
Visions?
So...
Linnea.
The villa?
Right. Well, there are many less common we foretell.
I've never...
That's hardly a surprise. You can count the...
So it's...
family. Augury birds are born with a peculiar ability. We can see crossroads in the flow of fate. Immutable future events that all paths will lead to.
are you talking about prophecies?
Doesn't surprise me. Humanity has many ways of observing fate. The stars, the ley lines. Our abilities are feeble in comparison. We can only see our own fates. If a friend wants to know their future, or someone is but the way it feels to witness your own fate.
It certainly wasn't fun. Those prophecies brought a flood of emotion. I had a goal in life. And before I even had the chance to start fighting for it, I saw how it would end.
Wait till you've tried to defy fate and found how powerless you are to change it.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw. I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future is nothing more for him than slowly crush.
When you know every joy and every sorrow you'll ever experience, and there's nothing you can do to change it. Generation if an augury bird.
So that's... What about the child?
Don't worry, she had the opposite problem to you. She needed to live among the Fae. She was born with a strange, rare disease that humans... Our parents saved her life.
I see. It all makes sense now. But there's still one thing you haven't explained.
I meant exactly what I said. I don't...
But why?
No reason.
So we're back to this? If you won't tell me, I'll have to guess myself. Celino, are you jealous of me?
Good guess. But I wouldn't call it jealousy. More like, by the time our parents came up with a solution, Mom and Dad would sneak over to Not Cry to see you sometimes. They talked about you non-stop. Even that human child got more attention than me. I came with them once, to Not Cry. When I saw you there in the distance, living, did no one ever consider how I felt? What was I to them? A reject? A failure? A pitiful...
Oh, Celino.
All of this led to me deciding, a long time ago, that when you were old enough I'd come pay you a visit. My plan was to tell you the truth about everything. And then, you would share in my suffering. I know. What kind of horrible person would want to do that to someone? Someone like me, apparently.
Then why did you hide from me? You really want me to keep guessing?
It was because I found out the image of you I'd built up in my head. Of happy-go-lucky Linnea, spoiled by her parents and coddled by fate. It was all just a fantasy. I overheard you and Speranza talking about your past. Desperately trying to hide the truth about who you were. Somehow getting by with a ragtag bunch of kids in the conch gang. You described it so nonchalantly. But it was eating me up inside. In that moment, I didn't want to see you suffer, and I couldn't go on resenting you any longer. I just wanted to hold you tight and tell you everything will be fine, that you still have a family.
Hey, sis. You're really not cut out to be a villain. So much for making me suffer, huh? Now you're the one crying and I have to comfort you. But I understand now. That feeling you had, it wasn't resentment. You were just lonely. I've always wondered about my real family. I'm so glad you were willing to see me, sis.
Thank you. All of you. This is not how I expected this to go.
Don't mention it. Paimon thinks it's always best to get everything off your chest. That way, everyone can go back to being happy.
You're right, Paimon. I haven't been this happy in a long time. Hey, Celino. I was wondering, how did you end up with a Radiant Bladehorn as your partner? All the ones I've seen in the wild have been hyper-aggressive. They certainly wouldn't let me get close enough to touch him.
We met that time when Mom and Dad brought me to see you in Nodcry. Hemus was still... I suppose our friendship was preordained. Just like my upcoming...
Immutable?
You're welcome to try to fight it, if you want. Prepare to experience just how cruel fate can be. Leave this competition and fly somewhere far away. I promise you, something will happen to force you right back here. Or if you prefer, you could go all out and try to beat me. But I have both luck and superior strength on my side. It's a goal few will never overcome. The prophecies we see are the meeting points of every possible path. There are many possible roads into the future.
Now that I know the pain of seeing my own fate for myself, I have to ask, how have you kept it going all these years?
I learned to submit to fate. I just have to accept what will happen. Since the outcome can't be changed, how I get there doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Every crossroad I've foreseen is a curse. So the best I can do is chase a little happiness in the But what about you, Linnea? What's your perspective?
I think I see things differently. How about we continue this conversation after the tournament? I'd rather give you my answer then.
All right, just don't get your hopes up about the future. I don't want to see the disappointment tear you apart.
I'll be fine, trust me. Anyway, we'll leave it there for today. See you in the arena! It's getting pretty late. We should all get some sleep. You're staying at the flagship too, right? No need to see me out. I'll be fine. Oh, and thanks so much for keeping me company today. Good night.
Traveler, are you awake? Oh, neither can Paimon. Linnea and Celino aren't the only ones with a big date. Since we're both struggling to sleep, do you want to head out for a stroll?
Listen up, Lumi. I've seen Celino's Radiant Blade Horn in action, and it isn't just strong, it's fast, too. Her best way to exploit both of these traits will be to make her Radiant Blade Horn charge you. You'll have to find a way to dodge the attacks, then pick the right moment to counterattack.
Linnea!
Sure am. What are you... Lumi and I were just going over our strategy.
Yahoo!
Lure the enemy in and wait for an opening to strike. Yeah, looks like that's my best shot at victory. But Hemus is so powerful. Even if we do find an opening, I'm not sure... Thanks. Just because I've seen a future where I fail, doesn't mean I'm willing to go down without a fight. Fate is such a mysterious idea. Despite having it explained to me and having seen it with my own eyes, I still find it hard to wrap my head around it.
What does fate mean to you?
You're in a philosophical mood, huh? Well, I don't know if I'm the best person to ask. I've only just learned who I really am. I need some time to think. Besides, I'm an advisor, remember? It wouldn't be very professional.
Relax. I'm just...
All right, well, when I was a kid, my greatest suffering came from not knowing. I didn't know how my parents would react when I told them the truth. I didn't know where to go when they left. Back then, I actually wanted to know the future. I dreamed of a day that fate would send me a sign. I just wanted some clear guidance on what I should do. But fate didn't show me anything. It was my own stubborn will that got me through. Turned out that the only person I could rely on was me. I've always known what it's like to be terrified of the unknown. And now I'm learning that knowing for sure isn't all it's cracked up to be either. What's the big deal? The world hasn't ended, and I haven't changed.
Training session over! Feels like these two are really forming a close bond.
All right. I think we're as prepared as we can be. Tomorrow, we're gonna face our fate.
Is everybody ready? Prepare yourselves for the opening match of the semifinals! Our contestants are ready and raring to go! On the one side, we have the Traveler and her partner Aguara, and on the other side, we have Liana and her partner Gornyesin.
You can do it, Aguara!
We have a winner! Everyone, please take a short...
Great job, Aguara! Hey, Traveler! Linnea and Selena were up next. Come on!
Looks like our contestants and their partners are in position. On the one side, we have Linnea and her partner, Lumi. And on the other side, we have Celino and her partner, Hamus. Buckle up, folks. The semifinals are about to begin.
You can do it, old boss!
Go get him, Linnea!
Charge, Hamus! Don't panic, Lumi! Remember your training? I'm right here. Ready?
Yahoo!
Now jump!
Yahoo!
Attack!
Yahoo!
Stop her!
Yahoo! Yahoo!
This is the will of fate. It was over before it began.
Lumi! Lumi! Huh? Oh? You wanna come with me? Let's go then. The wide world awaits. didn't know you could grow that big!
Yahoo, yahoo!
You know, you look a little different after absorbing all that geo. Wait a sec! Could that be it?
Oh, Linnea, are you guys alright?
Traveler! Paimon, come quick! I figured out why Lumi is different from other Jack Frost! After all the theories I've looked into, it turns out there was one possibility that never even occurred to me! What if Lumi wasn't born different at all? What if it's all a consequence of her diet? Surely ingesting large amounts of rare ore could explain the development of her geo-features. I mean, just look at Bishops! Depending on their element, Bishops can look wildly different. But from a biological perspective, they're still considered the same species. Lumi, you don't have to wait for evolution to catch up at all. You just have to— I'm so happy you unleashed your full power, Lumi! If you hadn't pushed yourself like that, I never would have had this eureka moment!
Yahoo!
Linnea, why did you hold back?
What do you mean? If Lumi had landed that hit, you and Hemus would have been in serious danger.
Even so, when that hammer started to fall, the future I once saw went blank before my eyes. Did fear cause me to see a false vision? Or did she truly cheat fate for a brief moment? What does it matter? In the end, the pull of fate exerted its force all the same. The prophecy came to pass as surely as the sun rises in the morning.
What's on your mind, sis?
I just think it's a shame. You gave your all in that battle, but it didn't change a thing. Whatever path you take, it always leads to the same place. Fate is so cruel.
Celino, do you remember the question that you asked me?
I remember. And
You told me. There are many possible roads into the future, but they all lead to the same destination in the end. Well, I prefer to think of it the other way around. Maybe fate will always lead us toward the same destination, but I never cared much about the outcome. So, even if I was destined to lose to you, there was no way I wasn't gonna give it everything I had. And even if my ship ends up at the bottom of the ocean, I'm not gonna let that stop me from sailing it to every corner of the world first. If all people care about are outcomes, then why doesn't everyone give up on happiness and love? But my feelings, my thoughts, everything I've seen, all that exists— Lumi, sounds like you agree, right?
Yahoo, yahoo!
Linnea, ignorance really is bliss.
Even when we're scared and uncertain, it's important to face the truth head on. You sure about that? Because if I hadn't come here, I'd be regretting it already.
How I envied your cheerful optimism. Yet now you've witnessed your fate and experienced failure. And still you haven't let it drag you down. Perhaps I was wrong from the start.
Celino, you okay? You're looking pretty zoned out.
Actually, I was just thinking. I claimed the victory promised to me by fate. And you found your answer.
Sounds like I got the sweeter deal overall. But hey, mine and Lumi's journey isn't over yet. So enjoy your victory, Celino. But don't get complacent. Otherwise, my partner—
That little thing?
That plus our special— Let's go, partner. This time it's my turn to help you. So, Aguara comes from Natland, right? If we're gonna train hard, we should do it there. There's plenty of natural phlogiston around, which will help keep the little one's stamina up. Let's go! Surge.
Wayne.
Go, Lumi!
Out of the way! That was quick. All right.
Hello, Natlan! I'm back! Give me a moment to set up the tent. I bought this one the last time I was here.
Oh, I'll lend you a hand.
Now then, Aggie, it's time for you to learn one of Lumi... Watch closely.
Yahoo! Linnea, you seriously think Agua...
From what I've seen, Aguara's fighting style isn't that dissimilar to Lumi's. But Aguara isn't strong enough to break through Hemus's defenses. Aguara will need to channel Geo-Essence from the ground and fashion it into a powerful rock hammer. Don't worry. It's normal to fail on the first try. Just gotta keep trying. You'll get the hang of it. Lumi, it's up to you to show Aguara... Feels like I blinked and 2 whole days went by. I've heard it said that people can find their fates by studying the stars. I could really do with some sleep. Good night, you guys.
Paimon slept really well. Huh? Oh, look at all this grapefruit! Aguara, did you pick these for us? Wow! When did you learn to do that? Yahoo!
Are you saying you had help from another Saurian? Who could that be?
Now that Aguara's mastered Lumi's secret weapon, it's time to head back to Notcry. Looks like we should get back just in time for the finals.
Yeah.
The final is about to begin. Contestants, please take your positions. Spectators, we kindly ask you to wait outside the arena.
Oh, it's finally here! Aguara, today's your time to shine.
It's all up to you now, partner. You've done the hard yards in training. Now, go out there and believe in yourself! It's time to write your name in lights and show the...
Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over! It's time for the Spirit Envoy Championship Final! You'll be very familiar with our contestants by now. Celino and her partner, the Radiant Bladehorn Haymis, who seized their place in... Then we have the Traveler and Aguara, this little Tapetlasaur who will be crowned...
Back from training camp? Then let's do this.
You've got this, Aguara. Don't be nervous.
Impressive.
Haymis, summon Animo energy on your horn, and then charge!
Now you see what you're up against. Hiding underground, are we?
Keep charging, Haymis! Jolt him out of the hole!
Haymis, are you all right? Hemus. Trample him! March to victory and leave nothing standing! Predictable.
Aguara hit him right in the belly! But
It was the obvious move. Hemus was well prepared.
Come on! Time to put that training into practice!
Interesting. Hemus! We showed them no mercy!
Dude! That little munchkin's got some style!
it's a trip to the hot springs if you win.
Hemus, full tilt!
Aguara, charge!
Get to it!
Take that!
Hemus has lost the strength to fight on. It's all over, folks. The champions are the Traveler and her partner Aguara.
So, I lost. You did superbly, Hemus. Get some good rest. Seems I underestimated your little partner. I'm impressed.
What did I say? Told you my partner would help.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now thank you to our contestants for your amazing performances. Now we'll be interviewing our 4 top finishers. First up, it's our champions, the Traveler and Aguara. We can all see that Aguara is still a young slip of a Tapetlosaur, and yet the fiercest of enemies couldn't stand in his way. So tell us, what's the secret to Aguara's success? I see. It sounds like behind every champion is a dedicated group of supportive friends. I'm sure we're all looking forward to even more spectacular performances from Aguara in the future. Do you think you're up for the challenge, little one? Next, we have our runner-up, Celino. Let me start by asking, what's next for you and Hemus?
No, Hemus doesn't belong with me. I'm hoping that soon I can set him free to roam the wild. And of course, since he's so friendly towards humans, I do hope any adventurers who run into Hemus in the future won't.
Sounds like Hemus is a real freedom lover. Moving on now, we have some more familiar faces from the semifinals. This first question is for Linnea. During your match against Celino, you jumped in to stop your own partner Lumi's rampage, costing you a certain victory. Do you have an...
I'd be lying if I said I didn't regret it even a little bit. But who wouldn't? All we can do is live our best life and hope to look back. And overall, I had a really great time in this competition. I found my long-lost family, and we really care about one another.
Inspiring words from Linnea. Now it's time for our final interviewee. Please welcome Viliana from Snezhnograd.
Well, I've been really loving Not Cry. There's so much to see and do. I'm planning to stick around for a while, so if you see me around, come and say hey.
Great. Enjoy your stay, Viliana. Well, folks, we've heard from all 4 of our semi-finalists. Now to round things off, it's time for a group photo. Thank you to everyone who took part in the Spirit Envoy Championship. We hope to see you next time.
Linnea, I gotta get going. I'll make sure to tell Mom and Dad how you're doing. Without me around, your prophetic abilities will be slow to develop. But you should know that since you've been to
I'm sure you already know how I'm going to
I know. Well, write me. And when you're ready, come visit us in the tundra. I'll give you the address.
Thanks, Celino. I can't wait to see you again.